Hey y'all, I just want to share a story about myself, and I hope this reminds someone out there never to give up on their dreams, no matter where you are in life. When I was in grade 9, a while ago now, there was a writing competition in my English class. A local, very well-known author was invited to the school, and the teacher announced that the best one-page short story would be published in that author's anthology. I didn't even know what an anthology was at the time. When it was explained, something clicked for me. But what really excited me wasn't just publishing a story. It was the idea of winning something outside of sports, outside of basketball, outside of dancing, outside of just being known as the cool kid at school. I was also never really strong at math or the sciences, so I started thinking early on that maybe writing could be a path for me, something in creative writing or communication. That idea is part of what made this competition feel so exciting and meaningful to me. So I went home and locked in. I didn't go to the basketball court. I didn't watch TV. I barely even ate. I just stayed in my room and wrote. I wrote a short story about how my mother, father, and I arrived in Canada after fleeing the Congo because of war. I wrote about our journey, survival, and starting over. I wrote about my gratitude for being a Congolese-Canadian and for having the opportunity to build a new life and make my parents proud. I truly believed it was something special. When I got back to class, I submitted it. Later, it was time for everyone to read their stories aloud. I read mine too. Afterward, my teacher told me I hadn't been selected. But what stayed with me wasn't just that I didn't win, it was what she said next. In front of the class and in front of the guest author, she said my story lacked refinement and creativity, and that writing wasn't my strength, and I shouldn't consider it as a career. For some reason, that hit me deeply. I was one of the few black students in the class, and I just felt different in that moment. From that day on, I didn't lose confidence in speaking or communication. Those things always came naturally to me, and I was already a strong speaker and presenter. What changed was how I saw writing. I had never really taken writing seriously, especially creative writing, and that comment damaged my confidence in that specific area. So instead of leaning into writing, I overcompensated by becoming an even stronger communicator in every other way, while quietly stepping away from fantasy writing altogether. Years later in university, my English literature professor told me I should consider becoming an author, and I was shocked, because for so long, I had been running away from writing because of what was said to me in grade 9. Even after that, I still doubted myself. I still pushed the idea away. Until recently, watching Ryan Coogler's journey, and I say this with real admiration, how he broke through as a filmmaker, reshaped modern black storytelling, and brought worlds like Black Panther and the idea of Wakanda into global culture, really shifted something in me. He didn't just create films. He showed us a blueprint for intellectual property ownership, creative control, and building generational wealth as black creatives in writing and filmmaking. That part resonates deeply with me now. For me, it's not just about his storytelling or even his success as a filmmaker. It's the fact that through creative writing and film, he demonstrated that we can build ownership, legacy, and generational wealth from our stories. That was something I never truly believed was possible for me. It was one of my biggest insecurities around writing, this idea that it couldn't be a real path. But now that same idea has become one of my biggest strengths. I also identify with Ryan Coogler because he, too, was underestimated at some point. People may have once looked at him through a narrow lens, even as an athlete, but he has proven himself to be a generational talent, not just in filmmaking, but in writing itself. That part especially speaks to me, because writing is where I've had to rebuild my confidence from the ground up. Seeing his journey gave me both inspiration and permission, encouragement and empowerment to fully step into my own vision without shrinking it. So I decided to create one, even with my insecurities, even with the voice from grade 9 still somewhere in the background. I wrote a 90,000 word book called Urithi Institute of Mystical Science. It's a black fantasy world. Think black Hogwarts energy with HBCU spirit and Afrofuturism at its core. It follows a black boy from Atlanta who receives a golden dream and is summoned to the most prestigious school of mystical science in the world, located deep in the Congo rainforest. I truly believe there is a need for stories that bridge the diaspora and the continent, and I believe this is one of those stories that can grow into something much bigger than me. Most importantly, this is for anyone who has ever been underestimated, overlooked, dismissed, or told they couldn't do something because of where they come from or who they are. This story is for us, by us, on the continent and across the diaspora. And if it resonates with you, I invite you to follow along, support the journey, and be part of building the next great Black fantasy world.